I spent 9 weeks living in Da Nang, and in that time I really got to know the city. From the buzzing beach scene to the surprisingly affordable rental options to the local attractions and some incredible restaurants, there's so much more to this place than first meets the eye. In this video I'll share what I learned living there, the things you can expect if you go, and why Da Nang might just be the best place to base yourself in Vietnam. This is Da Nang Beach at 5 AM on a Tuesday morning. One of the things that really stood out to me during my time in Da Nang was the mornings on the beach. So I'd head down there at 5 o'clock thinking it would be quiet, but it was the complete opposite. The place was already full of people and it felt like the day had started hours earlier. There were games of football kicking off on the sand with plenty of people just stopping to watch. Along the shoreline, others were meditating and they were completely focused as the sun was coming up. The pull-up bars were never empty and lots of people were going through tough calisthenics morning routines. Everywhere you looked, something was happening. You'd have groups of friends who were out running or doing stretches together. What I liked most was the energy. It wasn't just about fitness, it felt like a community with people of all ages starting their day in the same place. And for me, it quickly became one of the highlights of living there. So most mornings I ended up joining in and I'd usually finish with a bit of shadowboxing on the beach before heading home. So if you come to the beach outside of those kind of core hours where the locals are hitting it hard, Da Nang Beach is actually pretty chilled. I'm here at 2 PM now and yeah, there's not many people around at all. It's very nice, very relaxing, it's very, very warm is the key takeaway from that. That's the caveat. When you're here in the middle of the day, the Da Nang heat is no joke. It's a very, very hot place, but there's loads and loads of bars, there's loads of eateries lined all along the beach as you'd expect. So you can sit down in the shade, cool down, and just take in this beautiful view of the water. And this is my preferable time to come here, to be honest. I enjoy it here. The afternoons on Da Nang Beach were a completely different story. So as soon as people finished work, the whole stretch of sand filled up. It was packed filled with families, groups of friends, and just crowds of people everywhere. The atmosphere was hectic with hardly any space to yourself. And whilst it was great to see how popular the beach was, I've got to be honest, it wasn't really for me. I much preferred the mornings and lunchtimes. Now let's talk about rent, because this is probably going to be your biggest expense living in Da Nang. Now, whilst it is going to be your biggest expense, it is still considerably cheaper than most places in the world. So you can get yourself a nice 1-bedroom apartment in the My Cay beach area, the My An beach area, where it's very heavily populated with expats, and you can get that for around $400 a month. So very, very reasonable costs. Now, if you want that extra peace of mind, especially if it's your first time in Vietnam, then booking through Airbnb is a great option. So if you want that flexibility, that security, you're going to pay a little bit extra, but again, still very, very reasonable cost through Airbnb for an apartment. However, if you're planning to stay longer and you want to save some money, then I strongly recommend using the local agents. So they all advertise through Facebook Marketplace, and you can get yourself a much better deal than you would through Airbnb because you're cutting out those Airbnb costs. And that's what I did personally. And I got my apartment. It was a nice 1-bedroom apartment in the Son Tra area of Da Nang. I was about a 5-minute walk from the beach, loads of bars. I was really, really happy with it. And that cost me just under $400 a month. So that, I think, is the better way to go if you want to save some money, if you're staying longer term. One of the best things about Da Nang is that there is never a shortage of things to do. There are so many brilliant local attractions right on your doorstep. You've got beaches, mountains, nature. There's so many things to do, and I'm going to run you through some of my favourites. Son Tra Marina is a great spot. It's really worth a visit. You've got these fantastic views of the marina, brilliant views of Da Nang, and it's got these real Santorini kind of vibes, and the result of that is you pay a little bit more. But when I say you pay more, I always take this into context of where I am. This is more expensive than most of Da Nang. It's still cheaper than probably a Costa Coffee in England, so it's worth bearing that in mind. But you're paying extra for these brilliant views, this beautiful setting, and the result of this is it's very, very popular. Lots and lots of people. So if you want a more quiet experience, I'd say get here at around opening time, 7:30, because I'm here at 10 and it's very, very busy. Lots of people here, lots of people taking pictures, lots of people enjoying what a fantastic place this is. But I'd say this is definitely worth a visit. So I've been living in Da Nang now for nearly 9 weeks and I've still not seen him spit fire. But he's spitting it tonight and I've got a seat right in front. And I'm quite excited actually. It's funny how you put things off when you live somewhere, you just think, oh, I'll do it next week. But I'm here now, I'm excited. Should be a good show. You can properly feel the heat coming off that. That is, you know, standing this close, real heat blast right on your face. I mean, I'm already pouring sweat because I'm in Da Nang, but that adds a bit extra. I didn't get any of that water. I'd positioned myself strategically because I knew it was coming. If I'd have been there, I'd have been absolutely drenched right now. But everyone that has got drenched, they'll think, oh shit, it's coming this way. That's not. So I'm just going to go see the big Buddha. He is a big Buddha. He's been watching over me a long time here in Da Nang and I've never been to see him, so it changes today. Absolutely pouring sweat. Making my way up a significant amount of steps. But as I've said before, good views do not come free or easy. Got to earn them. So let's see what we get when we get to the top. It'd be rude really not to do the big Buddha whilst you're here. It's a very, very impressive sight indeed. It's an extremely hot day today, so I'm just chilling out getting a bit of shade, but it's completely free, well worth the visit, and you get sensational views over Da Nang as well as a spectacular big Buddha looking over you whilst you're taking in all of these majestic views around you. About 45 minutes outside of Da Nang is Banner Hills, and this is a mountaintop theme park built by the French in the early 1900s and is now one of Vietnam's most famous tourist attractions. It's known for its over-the-top European village, the Instagram-famous Golden Bridge and dramatic views from the cable car, but it's a place that divides opinion. Personally, I actually really enjoyed it. The rides are fun, the scenery is stunning, and the self-controlled roller coaster was a real highlight for me. And to top it all off, there's a brewery up the top where you can enjoy 2 free beers. What's not to like about that? Next up is hiking up Marble Mountain, one of Da Nang's most famous landmarks. It's a mix of caves, temples and epic views, and it's totally worth the climb. You've got a couple of different options when you come to Marble Mountain. You can get the elevator, like sensible people, or you can do what the idiots do, like me, which is to climb like 5,000 steps. Thankfully, I've come here early, so it's slightly cooler, but still very hot. There's a lot of steps. That cannot be denied, but it's all quite shady, which is nice. So not like I'm doing it in the blazing heat. Maybe should have got the lift for the first section like the sensible people, but you know, just got to push yourself, haven't you, on a career break. I think we might be nearly there, but I thought that before. Boom. Look at that. These are truly spectacular views of Da Nang. I've been reviewing loads of Vietnam restaurants over on my TikTok, Midlife Brit Abroad, so if you want the full list, go and check that out. But for this video, I'm narrowing it down to my top 5 absolute favourite places to eat in Da Nang. Number 1, Chops Restaurant. Now, if you're craving a proper burger whilst you're in Da Nang, Chops is hard to beat. They do everything from classic cheeseburgers to creative specials, all with juicy, perfectly cooked patties and fresh toppings. Number 2, Thea Go Restaurant. Now, Thea Go is a brilliant spot if you want authentic Vietnamese food without it feeling too touristy. Their menu covers all the classics from fragrant pho and fresh spring rolls to rich, flavour-packed clay pot dishes, and everything tastes like it's been made with care. Number 3, Miss Steak Restaurant. Now, Miss Steak is where you go when you're in a mood for a proper steak night. They've got a great range of cuts cooked exactly how you want them, and the quality is consistently excellent. Number 4, Bikini Bottom Express Pink Church. Bikini Bottom Express is a fun, laid-back, California-style diner that's perfect for a casual bite. Expect smash burgers, loaded fries, hot dogs and milkshakes, all done with a proper American-style twist. Number 5, Esco Beach. Esco Beach is as much about the atmosphere as it is about the food. It's set right on the sand with views of the ocean. It's the perfect sunset dinner spot. The menu mixes tasty Western favourites with Vietnamese classics. The cocktails are great, and it's just one of those places where you can easily lose a few hours just relaxing by the sea with good food and music. First up is Brew Ha Ha, and this is a massive craft beer bar in Da Nang. They've got a huge range on tap, including lots of tasting flights if you want to try a few different styles. This really is the perfect spot to kick off a night out if you're into proper beer. That's great, thank you. Next is Paradise Beach Bar, and the clue is in the name. This place literally opens right out onto the beach, and it is the perfect chill spot to grab a nice cold beer whilst you got your feet in the sand. You can get a proper pint of San Miguel here for about $1.50, and that's hard to beat in Da Nang. Third on the list is Beer Na Brew House, and it's a smaller, more local style spot, but they brew all of their own beers on site, and they are really, really good. The price is incredibly cheap, so it's a great place to try a few different craft beers without spending too much. Coming in at number 4 is Da Nang Rooftop Craft Beer. As the name suggests, this one is all about the views. You get an amazing look out over the city while enjoying a brilliant selection of beers, both on draft and in cans. Oh yeah, that's cool. And finally, we've got East West Brewing Company. They're one of the big names in Vietnamese craft beer, and they've got a really popular bar here in Da Nang. It's a little pricier than some of the others, but the beers are spot on, and the location right by the beach makes it a great place to end the night. And it's also a very popular spot for people taking photos. So I lived in Vietnam for nearly 4 months, and I lived in Da Nang, Hanoi and Saigon. And out of those 3 cities, if I was to base myself in Vietnam long term, there was only one place it would be, and that is Da Nang every day of the week. Da Nang is a brilliant city. It's such a livable city. It is a great sized city. Not so big that it's overwhelming. It's busy, but it's not as busy as Hanoi or Saigon. Everything is within a good distance. You can get to everything very easily. Everything is incredibly cheap, if it be your rental, your food, your beer, activities. Everything is so affordable, and it makes it a really enjoyable place to be because money worries just aren't there. You know, everything is so much cheaper than it is in the West. It's a really, really great place to base yourself. Now, the expats that live in Da Nang, they don't want YouTubers going onto YouTube and saying how cheap the place is because they want it kept under wraps. They don't want lots of people going there and the price going up. However, speaking to the local people, they want as much money into that economy as possible. They want loads of people visiting there. So listen to the locals, get yourself to Da Nang,
Go there, experience what a fantastic city it is, and you will not regret it.